Welcome to your Magic Moon message, ladies and gents. This is the Peace Dealer. The moon is in Aries and the sun is in Sagittarius. We have finished the 90-degree square with moon in Pisces. I mean, it's not finished. We activated it. And that 90 is going to turn into 120. And that 120 Leo signature is now going to take this balancing act of integrating our beliefs that support our visions so that we could take the adjustment of what we believe and now cardinally in Aries understand the authenticity and originality that applies these beliefs through the moon in Pisces and has us move in that direction. 120 degrees of Sag creatively. The Leo signature is creativity. And the flavor of this with the moon in Aries is original creativity. Let's give you an idea of that. As a creator who has a vision in Sag, when I fully express my creativity, I am showing you how original I am. And the more original, the more raw, the more creative I'm able to push forward. Knowing that, the reason why that's very significant is now that we have once again established this 90-degree integration, it's like riding a bicycle. When you initially ride a bicycle, it wobbles, you have to get it straight. Then once you actually get that momentum, you can speed quicker. So now that you've got the momentum with your beliefs, you're going to establish a top speed. Does it make sense why the top speed can only be established after you balance on the bike? Okay, that's going to lead to the moon in Taurus, which is now going to slow down and ground the creativity to integrate into our behavior, the natural values around the behavior of how we've ascended our vision and how when the moon goes into Gemini, we will harvest the true understanding and the true meaning of everything we activated. So this is where things get fun. Mars is in Leo. It's going to get dramatic. People are going to be flared up, passionate, possibly not really knowing what they're saying because they're just worked up emotionally. And, sit and laugh at it. Don't join and start scrapping with people. You're going to look stupid. All right. That being said, allow others to blow up. And that's going to reveal with the moon in Aries the understanding of their real character, their lack of authenticity or authenticity. The moon's going to go over Chiron and the North Node. People are going to be extra sensitive. All right. People may take everything as an attack to who they are, and you should not take a single thing personally. As long as you are maintaining the integrity and authenticity you're meant to maintain. All right. Especially with the Chiron conjunction near the end of the moon in Aries transit, that after the North Node unlocks this original power in context to the direction you're meant to take your individuality, and now how this understanding is going to take the vision you activated with the new moon and fully express it to help understand more who you are in this creation process. Chiron will now serve to heal ego identification vulnerabilities and facets about yourself that can build courage, as Leo is all about courage. In fact, the moon that will be trining Mars in Leo, that may have already retrograded, while it's reevaluating the courage with which you socially take action and stand your ground, this will be backed by an Aries moon powerful understanding of yourself to readjust how much more bold you stand up for yourself. Okay. I don't want to get too much into current events, but I think it's very interesting that what we see happening with Jay-Z is happening during Sagittarius season, during a Mercury and Sagittarius retrograde for a Sagittarius sun. If you think about the end of 2023, that's where everything with Sean Combs really started to get big. And now that we're at the end of 2024, they're trying to move to Sean Carter. So just keep that in mind. You can get caught up in theories and people already kind of making their decisions. But as far as Sagittarius is concerned, it's important to note that things are not as they seem, and there are going to be major changes of perspective that will happen back and forth. A prominent example of this is Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate was arrested for sex trafficking, but unlike Sean Combs, he got released from prison. And we might see something similar where I don't think Jay-Z will go to jail. This is a civil trial. But the reason why I'm using this as an example is to show you how Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius is not only reevaluating minds, but at a collective level. Sagittarius is global. So these news stories are being pushed throughout all of the world, and that changes people's perspective and brings up new talking points about a recurring theme, especially as we see the end of this phase of cancel culture with Saturn in Pisces. Ending not meaning that it will be over, but it will most likely step into a new phase. Another thing to keep in mind is when Pluto was in Aquarius, last time we had the French Revolution, where now in today's age, CEOs and celebrities are like the new monarchs who are getting beheaded by, the common people. And it went out of control. There wasn't really that much order. It was a lot of anarchy. And we're seeing an online version of this that's going to spill over the next 20 years. And that's what makes Pluto in Aquarius sextile the moon in Aries very interesting relative to its conjunction at 0 degrees 4 or 5 days ago. Now the 60-degree angle to Pluto is taking this extreme awakening of the knowledge that is tapping you into the supernatural, and it's going to express the language of that through now how your understanding of who you originally are is connecting with this awakening. It's opening your mind through your ego or through your understanding of self to now take action or understand the action to take that will align with your creative vision. And the element of fire is meant to passionately rev things up, but you don't want to get too heated that you're not making proper logical decisions. And that's where the sextile to Jupiter and Gemini will help. Where it's making a 60-degree angle to Pluto, it's going to be making a 300 angle degree to Jupiter in Gemini. And now this expansion of our vocabulary relative to the new moon we had, which began to activate how we align our vision with our mindset, is going to complete this by applying this expanded mindset and vocabulary to original, authentic words you will use. And how once we come back to harvest this in the moon in Gemini, you'll understand more the true meaning of everything you've been creating, how you have ascended, how we're at the I Told You So Tour Part 2, Leg 3, the finale, the headliner, and what this next era is about to look like. Because if you guys think this is crazy and wild, this 2020 was a beta test. 2023 was like a transition through 2022, and 2024, as wild as it is still just another sneak peek to the rest of the decade, as 2025 is going to be just the beginning of a brand new era, quite literally by August, where we'll have Uranus 1 degree Gemini, Pluto in Aqua, and Neptune and Saturn in Aries. I hope you're ready. All right. And this is going to come after the world ending eclipse with Saturn, Neptune, North Node, Mercury, Sun, and Moon in Pisces. That's the end phase. That's the end game. So we had the beginning of the end in March 21st, 2020, when all those planets were in Capricorn, Saturn, Pluto, Mars, and Jupiter. And now we have the end phase of the end game, Pisces. The first 3 signs are the start game. The mid game is Cancer to Virgo. And then the second mid game is, Cancer to Virgo. And then the second mid game is Libra to Sag. Then you have the end game, Cap, Aqua, Pisces. We're in the end game. Sorry. And then we're going to begin a brand new phase coming in 2025 where we're done. And it's nice to see this with the planets. And we don't miss out here. That's why a lot of my interpretations are accurate, because they're not based on my biased opinions and beliefs of, I think Venus is in Sag, so you're going to find love. It's based on the math. Like, we're just giving you the angles and phases, and then you could be the judge of what that means to you, because interpretation of this is subjective across all planes. Everyone's going to have a different perspective. My perspective is merely a Gemini sun progressed into Cancer. A more analytical Virgo perspective could give you more details. A Sagittarius perspective can show you the higher meaning of how that, plays across cultures. I'm just here to get you in the door. Gemini is the intro. I'm here to open the door for you and have you do more research, verify all my claims. Just because you hear it from me doesn't mean that you have to accept it as gospel truth. And I am not above being challenged. I might be wrong about some stuff. And that's something to keep in mind once again with the Mercury retrograde, especially as the moon will trine that, taking this reevaluation of how you see into meaning and process that with your brain relative to how much more originally you can understand the raw direction to take it. You heard me? You heard me? Now, a lot of people don't know I'm really from Brooklyn for real. I don't let my inner BK out. I'm really from Brooklyn. I never lived in Brooklyn. I grew up in New Jersey and I was born in Phoenix. I lived in Queens for 4 years. But a lot of people think that just because I, never lived in Brooklyn and I grew up in New Jersey, that mean I'm not from Brooklyn, son. Like you must not be dead ass. Like that make no sense. You feel me? Like that's just ridiculous. I'm transborough. All right, I'm a BK man in a New Jersey representative's body, even though I rep LV right now. So these themes are going to change the way that you look about things. And if you think that was delusional, that's the square with Neptune, Pisces, and Mercury, Sag. Like people are just going to be saying things that sound inspirational because Sag and Pisces can convince you of anything. They can sell you a dream. But is it really real? Like, if you really listen to it, does it just sound like a goofy thinking he's from a borough? I'm not a goofy, by the way. But does it sound like a goofy thinking he's from a borough he might not have really grown up in? And once again, if you think what I said was funny or crazy, it pales into comparison to stuff people will really seriously tell you on the confidence and faith that they know what they're talking about when they're just exposing themselves. They're just really delusional. But that being said, the integrity of your beliefs with Saturn and Pisces will put you in check. If maybe you're even going through this, or if you are maintaining that and now it's exposing what other people say about you or other, things. All right. I hope you enjoy this. This is a really great time to get creative with your vision and really understand who you are through this creativity. This may bring confrontation. And don't be a punk. Be willing to stand firm and let anyone know that they can, what. All right. So, yeah, I think I'm going to cut this short. But other than that, the square to Venus, the sextile to Venus in Aquarius on Pluto is awakening a next era of relationships. So this is going to bring weird engagements that may happen suddenly. Venus in Aquarius is the 5 of Swords. So while there might be extreme miscommunication, don't necessarily take it personal, because closed doors are going to open to a whole new transformed facet of how you express yourself. Or this could push you forward with people who maybe it was blocked with before, because now it's time to step into this next era. And of course, the moon sextile to Venus will accordingly help you understand how to originally feel about this, how you feel about yourself relative to communicating this more unconventional and, let's just say, advanced style of relationship development, especially opposite Mars and Leo, that now is pitting them against each other. So you match the intellect of your heart with the passion of your desire and will, both of which are social and collective. So yeah, be willing to show up and show out, because like a very legendary Gemini said, sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Anyway, you guys stay blessed as always, and until next time.